Hello and welcome to the PeerGFS installation video. Today we'll go through the setup of PeerGFS and install the different software parts. PeerGFS is based on two major components. The first one is the Peer Management Center or PMC, which can be installed on a dedicated server. The second one is the Peer Agent, which will be installed on a Windows file server directly. Let's start with the Peer Management Center installation first. As you can see, I've already downloaded the PMC setup file and I've got my license file ready, so let's start with the setup. Just run the installer as an administrator. The first thing is to read the license agreement and accept it. Make sure you have at least 100 GB of free space available, then choose the installation directory. For now, I think we'll go with the defaults. You can administer PeerGFS through a local Peer Management Center application or through a web service. By default, the web service is accessible from anywhere on the network through your browser. You can also disable the web server, which means you can only use the local application to administer PeerGFS, or you can enable local access, which will allow you to access the web service from this Windows server only. Next is the Start menu folder, and I think we'll go with the default here as well. Then the installation is started, and you just have to wait for it to complete. Now, before we finish the installation, I would recommend you add the recommended firewall rules. As you can see, PeerGFS uses certain ports to communicate over TCP or SSL. Let's finish the installation. So now the installer is finalizing the installation and is setting up the necessary services. Here we go. The installation is finished and we can now apply our license file. Simply click on the Add Update button and browse to your provided license. You can review your license file to make sure you have the license, the right number of hosts and storage capacity. Click OK when you're ready to finish the installation. Congratulations! You've successfully installed your first Peer Management Center. Let's now install the Peer Agent on the first file server. I'm now on my first Windows file server and I've already downloaded the installer. Run the installer as an administrator and follow the instructions. The first thing again is to read the license agreement and accept it. Make sure you have at least 50 GB of free space available, then choose your installation directory. Now we have to tell the agent the name of the central management server that he should connect to. Next is to choose the protocol. You can use TCP or SSL. For this setup, I'll use TCP as the connection is already secured by the network layer. The default port for TCP is 61616, so please make sure that no firewall blocks incoming traffic on that port to the Peer Management Center from the agent. The agent is running as a service on this server and needs a service account with local administrator rights on this file server. This account is used to monitor all of the events that PeerGFS needs for its real-time replication. Next is the Start menu folder, and again we'll go with the defaults here as well. Then the installation starts and we just need to wait for it to finish. Now you've successfully installed your first Peer Agent and we can repeat the same steps for every other server in the environment. After we've completed the same setup for file server 2, we can now go back to our Peer Management Center. As we can see on the bottom left corner, both agents are now connected and the installation is complete. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it's been helpful. If you'd like to try PeerGFS for yourself, there are some helpful links in the description below, including to the prerequisites. Or if you'd like an engineer to help you with the installation, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We'd be delighted to get you in touch with a peer engineer. Thanks for your time, and I'll look forward to seeing you again in the next video.